Yes, ladies and gentlemen, episode 1 of Aim to be a Pokemon Master just dropped, and this is the final stretch of episodes regarding Ash Ketchum's time in the anime. This first episode will be about Ash finding Latias. How will it go? Let's find out. Before we talk about the episode, let's talk about the intro to the series. The song used is Mizasi Pokemon Master, and it's a new version that sounds similar to the original. It's a remix essentially. The visuals, however, are a recap of the entire 25 years of the anime, mostly Kanto and Johto, but also clips and images from other series. And the ending of the intro is a reanimated version of the first ever intro that shows off the new style for Ash, Misty, and Brock. It's a wonderful opening that does justice to the entire franchise, and according to the Pokemon anime Twitter, they're going to be updating that visual for every episode, so that'll be fun to watch. Anyways, this episode continues from the last episode of Pokemon Journeys, where Ash said that he would keep moving forward until he found his next adventure. Here he's walking with Pikachu when he comes across a split path. The beginning part is just great character building for both Ash and Pikachu, because Ash picks up a leaf stem to try to figure out which direction to go, and the leaf points one way. However, Ash decides he wants to go another way, and that annoys Pikachu, which causes him to mess with Ash by using Thunderbolt on his hat and sending it flying off, before Ash runs off in the forest and Pikachu follows him. In the forest, they're trying to cross a river when Ash falls into the river, causing Magikarp to bite him in the butt. And then as Ash is swinging on vines, he falls when he sees a Kakuna hanging from a tree. However, when he hits the tree that Kakuna is hanging on, it causes the Kakuna to fall down. Luckily, Ash is there to catch it. However, as soon as he does, Kakuna evolves into a Beedrill. After years of being treated like a villain, the anime gives Beedrill a bit of justice here, as Beedrill doesn't immediately attack Ash, and instead looks at Ash, Ash pokes it, and then it goes away. And that's so different from how they've always treated Beedrill in the anime that it's almost kinda shocking. Afterwards, Ash and Pikachu head to a giant shade tree and just lay down there. Meanwhile, back in Pallet, Delia is watering plants and Mime is cleaning the road nearby when Oak arrives. He asks Delia about Ash, and Delia says that while she hasn't spoken to him since he left to just follow the wind for his journey, he did tell her before he leaves that one of his goals in this journey is to make new friends. Keep that in mind because we will come back to that. Back to Ash and Pikachu laying down by the shade tree, and they're seeing a bunch of Pokemon, and Ash is talking to Pikachu about them when Meowth shows up, specifically Team Rocket's Meowth, and they take Pikachu. We also get a new animation here for the Team Rocket motto. Ash tries to get Pikachu free by having him use Thunderbolt, but it doesn't work. He tries to have Pikachu use Iron Tail, it doesn't work. Team Rocket have basically got a completely Pikachu-proof net. However, Ash doesn't just have Pikachu. Instead, he has a assortment of his former Pokemon, starting with Noivern, who he has used Boom Burst, and then when Wobbuffet uses Mirror Coat on it, Ash deflects that by bringing out Donphan. Ash then brings out Sceptile and has it use Leaf Blade to cut the net before Pikachu jumps off and uses Thunderbolt to send Team Rocket blasting off. However, as they're blasting off, they collide mid-air with an invisible object that gets sent hurling all the way to the forest, and it lands near a pond near Ash. Ash hears the commotion and goes nearby when the invisibility of that thing runs out and Ash realizes that it's a Latias. Ash swims through the pond and tries to bring it out the water, getting help from Weasel while doing so, and Latias tries to use one of its psychic moves at first, but it's too weak, which allows Ash to drag it out. Ash then tells Latias that he will tend to it before using things from his backpack like potions and bandages. Even though it's late at night, Ash is tending to the Latias, replacing its bandages. Meanwhile, Team Rocket come back and stumble upon Ash and group and realize that Latias is a legendary, and they decide to catch it. Morning arrives and Latias is the first one to wake up, and it freaks out and flies in the air, tearing its bandages. That's the one thing in this episode I didn't understand. If Latias was knocked out the entire time that Ash was treating it, maybe that would make sense here, but we saw that it was still opening its eyes while Ash was treating it. So why does it all of a sudden, when it's morning time, seemingly get upset out of nowhere? I don't know, that didn't make much sense to me. But there's no time to try and figure that out as a giant vacuum comes in and sucks up Latias. Ash jumps after it and gets sucked in as well. We see that it's Team Rocket and they drop Latias inside of a glass bowl along with Ash and turn on CO2 to freeze the dragon type. I don't think they realized that Ash was in there at first. Both Ash and Latias are freezing inside the bowl, and Ash tells Latias that he will help them escape. Ash then comes up with a plan where he'll have Pikachu use Thunderbolt on him as hard as he can, which will continually hit the glass until it shatters. The look that Latias gives here as Ash is taking the Thunderbolt is crazy, by the way. I'm not a physics major, but I don't think glass conducts electricity. However, Pikachu's apparently does, and it shatters the glass, sending both of them tumbling towards the ground. As they're falling, Ash screams at Latias to grab his hands and he'll protect them both, and Latias eventually trusts him enough to grab his hand and fly back in the air. Ash then has Noivern use Boom Burst to send Team Rocket blasting off. Latias and Ash then safely land before Latias just flies away, becoming invisible again. Ash wonders if he'll see it again. Ash and Pikachu then continue on their adventure, but before the episode ends, we see that Latias is behind behind Ash, observing him. Earlier I mentioned that according to Delia, Ash's goal in this freeform adventure is to make a new friend. In that case, I wonder if we could see Latias becoming friends with Ash over the course of the series. It felt like that was being set up here, I don't know. Anyways, I really did enjoy this episode. We don't really get to see Ash and Pikachu as just a duo often, and in this case it's amazing to see how far Ash has progressed. The intro really puts it into perspective, but it's crazy to think about how when Ash was first starting off, he was a terrible trainer who failed to even control his own Pikachu and needed Brock and Misty to help him with almost everything. Now he's able to go on adventures by himself and deal with issues like this by himself. It's great to see that. A lot of people wanted Ash to capture Latias, but to me, just seeing Ash and Pikachu be in their natural behavior interact with each other, and on top of that, seeing all of Ash's different Pokemon from different generations was really fun to see. It will be fun to see what the remaining parts of Ash's journey will be, because I think he's gonna get a different crew of Pokemon every time as well. And then obviously we had our Team Rocket Explore shorts that we've gotten the past few weeks, and this time Team Rocket stumbles upon another Pokemon, being Koraidon. And I gotta say, I was wondering how they would make Koraidon look good in the anime since it's such a detailed Pokemon, and here, I think it looks great. The coloring really works for it, and hopefully we get to see more of it in the 2023 anime. I guess we'll just have to wait for it. As for this episode, I enjoyed it. Go ahead and check it out. The next episode is the return of Misty. Ash and Misty will be battling for a Clauncher to see who caught it, and that's a throwback to how Ash got his Totodile as well. Who'll win this one? I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. Anyways, that is it for my review of the first episode of Aim to be a Pokemon Master. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe. In the comments, let me know your thoughts on this episode. You can follow me on Twitter at PdGaming, and that is it. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.